Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 25 of the final Sect. We have lost our dear friend GE, but we have gained new outer disciples that are very, very, very promising. So last episode, I've been hiring talented people with obscenely high luck stats, and all over the board, the new cultivation candidates are very, very promising. Especially this wonderful, young, charming fella is going to be an amazing cultivator one day. So for today, we will break through Baoji. I don't know into which direction, but he's a good, solid, intermediate quality cultivator. And that's exactly what we need right now. We also need to find out if we can scout out Pit of Doom for those juicy, juicy Lumina cores. So far, we have had no success. Yanke is on it, and we're going to take way more attention than before to not blow her up accidentally. In the meantime, Yanchuang is going to be our Sect's defender. I have taught her a spell. I have no clue how that actually works. We're going to try that out once the next people are attacking. Oh, which reminds me of the fact that I have fed her some inspiration, and we want to go for a little bit more there. So what can we do there? Divine Bolt, Metal, Healing Spells. I'm gonna learn that Firestorm. I'm very, very green when it comes down to spells, so I want to try it out completely. Okay, so I hope that Baoji will be soon capable of doing his stuff, and really hope that the training puppets there will be used. So I will put up a training regimen for the entire Outer Disciple roster again, because I have something that I want to try out. I have read in the comment section that somebody proposed the idea or possible fact that well-trained outer disciples are better at moving around, get better at their bodily stats and whatnot, because, you know, they're working out, dude. So I felt like, yeah, we're going to give that theory a try, because it sounds very reasonable and very ACS to me. Because in this game, whatever you do, it impacts the rest of your life, and this is very likely that this is going to be the same thing. So this spell is dealing a lot more damage. Alright. So chances are this is going to be what we need. So let's see. Mount Sunshade is very soon explored. 5 Dragons Pond. Alright. We have a lot of adventure sites that I haven't picked up yet, but I'm cutting down on adventures for now, because I felt like we're going to rack up these big session later down the road. Right now, it's not that important for us to travel around. There are so many other things that we need to take care about. So let's start, for example, with the metal cultivation or the water cultivation items. So we got only one Lumina core that we can actually place down somewhere. The other one is reserved for other business later down the road. A couple of farming tools are obviously necessary again, and there is this here, the sage fruit, also known as sagacity fruit. The dog likes to call it that way. So these things here are inhabiting a range of 3. So we're going to have the inner star filled with these items. So that already means we can go for Spirit Wood. The Abyss. Yes, that's where we need to go. That's where the Lumina cores are growing. So, Lumina cores are metal, so I think Roju is the best person to send on over there. Because, you know, her chi is good for the item there. I hope it works like that. We'll find that out. After that, it's all about luck. Speaking about luck, where's my Spirit Wood? Maybe I'm lucky enough to find it. Ah, well, whatever. We're going to... I really, really hate that. I mean, it's my own fault that I'm not configuring any storage zones specifically for these items, but yeah, just like I thought, it's hiding behind a wall. But you know, these things, they just happen a tad bit too often. So, we are going to fill this grid on these spots where we won't be able to put any proper metal chi items anyways. And while we're at it, I'm going to do the same thing for this room as well, because this is going to be the wood cultivator's abode, which is going to be a very frosty room with ice elemental items. And at the end of the day, the ice elemental items, they all work the same as the others do. You have only the inner circle filled with them, and filling with spirit wood is just powering up the entire thing for free, basically. Good-o. Mr. Baoji. Oh, man. It's such a slowpoke. Damn. Alright. So, I felt like this wonderful, young, charming fella has to be put into the next stage of cultivation ASAP. I'm not gonna wait long with this guy. He's just made for this, you know? Alright. Let's send him eat some funky stuff. And send him working hard. There we go. Yum yum. Yum yum. There. This guy is somehow special. He seems to be very unreceptive. So I wonder if this here is a hint that he's a slowpoke developer. I don't know. It's one of these things where I feel like I wish I could just turn on the Chinese. Because you see, this guy, bam, instant. There is something there. So, we're going to go here for him on the Six Paths Reincarnation Law. Because I want that Wood Cultivator. Or the Myriad Artifact Law. And Yinji can go somewhere else one day. I want a Wood Cultivator, you know? I want every element present once. And this fine young gentleman is just no match for the 16 Supreme Steps. It's just not coming together. His stats are totally not fitting for that. No, we are going to make this guy or new Myriad Artifact Law guy. Why not? I think I'm not going to regret that. This also will give me a faster access to... what's it called again? To artifact crafting again. Which is good, because the artifacts in my sect suck. Big time. It's a good thing to change something about that. But it also means that we got to get ourselves a... What's that? Oh, a new achievement. Got a perfect match for this particular law, which I have obviously never achieved before. Huzzah! Alright, Shuji. Welcome. Good to have you, my friend. So, let's see. What worn-out artifact can we give him? So, ideally, he'd be wielding something fire. So I heard. Well, we're going to give him some elementless thing. Most important is always that they're actually wielding an artifact. Alrighty, so I need to recall Roju, very important, and Joji is going to receive a cultivation marker here. Oh, there goes. Alright. I'm still kind of like figuring out how I want to do this. I am very tempted to put Baoji... Oh, I see some wrong spots here. I'm very tempted to put Baoji into some working horse spot. So I'm probably going to give him the what's it called again? The Talisman law. Because that happened to be a pretty good thing after all. So let's see. The outers are hopefully going to work there. Yinji is hurt. Toothache. Oh no. Bye. Okay, Roju coming back home. Oh, somebody wants to join me. So with a luck rating of 6, I think it's okay. Well, buy Li Jin. Not interested. 7 would be better, but, you know, so... Alright, here I have my answer. I can only go adventuring, but I cannot enter the map. Which is, in all honesty, not the worst thing that could have happened, because the Lumina cores in there, that we are harvesting there, are the most important thing after all. The rest of these things aren't as important. Alright, Ice Essence bars. We're going to go Ice Elemental here. So I'm starting to fill the slots first that are furthest away, because the inner slots, if we happen to gain some Prism Lotus or something like that, here we go. These go in the innermost slots. And I obviously need more Ice Essence bars, so I hope I can make more. Ah, sadly not yet. Alright, dang it. Oh, well. For a wood cultivator, luckily, the easy alternative is always to just fill the missing slots with spirit wood. Because spirit wood has wood chi, which is never hurting a wood cultivator. It's not ideal because it's not super harmonious and whatnot, but it works, you know. Therefore, I'm actually going to be placing down the Gnarled Vine, because I figured that this is pretty cool, you know. Speaking about pretty cool, whoa, you Zhuji, you're not going to sleep in there. This room is a tad bit problematic, and you are the... Yeah, well, it is actually going to be his room, as a matter of fact, but, well, we're going to assign this one to him, and Yinji receives a room, which isn't killing him. Jeez. We do start to have some issues with beds. Probably need to expand. Okay. So, Yankei is back at home. So, the next thing I need, first and foremostly, is Ice Crystal Ore. So, let's see, who's faster? It's always Yankei, so she's going to be the traveler right now. That's okay for me. I really want to try out how a Spellcaster Defender works in your home sect. I always wanted to do that, so it's actually a pretty nice thing. This gives me the opportunity to just try out how things work and such. So, let's see. Spell power bonus. That's something I'm very interested in. Wow, plus 1,800. But I'm lacking some experience points in that regard. Too bad. So, highest temperature tolerance. Well, too bad that as a fire cultivator that doesn't really count or give her any bigger advantages. So, Spirit Shield is something that I drastically overlooked. This is something I want to use for tribulations in the future, because I think that should be working for tribulations. So, my verdict, Yan Shuang requires more inspiration. So we're going to send her over once more to Mount South. I do that because it's a very short trip, and the likelihood of not being ambushed there is pretty high. So yeah, it seems as if Baoji's fate in this story is that it's hard for him to develop. I really wonder if I'm going to shoot myself in the knee with this guy by cultivating him, but let's see. What kind of fit is he, if any? He's a very high fit for the 16 Supreme Steps. Perfect. Wonderful. There you go, my friend. So here you have a tribulation during the core shaping process, but by now we are so powerful in terms of preparation capabilities that I'm not worried at all. So my friends, we have all the elements together. Love it. I'm very happy about that. So seriously, that's now our attack there. Alright. That's totally okay for me. I don't mind. So, let's see. We're sending in the dog. And the sect will have some fine meat for today. That's pretty nice. But of course, we had been attacked the moment I sent Nianch Wang away for traveling and such things. Immediately. Those nifty little buggers. Oh, come on, doggo. As soon as we got access to the body cultivation, most attacks can be resolved this way super easily. Because body cultivators, they are pretty much one punch man for most inner disciples and things that will attack you. They also fell down any beasts that attack your sect. They trivialize combat that is coming for your sect very, very quickly. So that's something that, you know, is a pretty cool thing about body cultivators. But their downside is to make them really gloriously cool. It is a really, really long process. And you need to work very hard. They're basically like, you get a very high payoff very quickly, but to improve them after that even further, it requires a tremendous amount of finicky micromanagement. In that regard, a Jandao cultivator is much less work, as weird as that might sound. Speaking about weird, this guy is making his breakthrough a little bit super fast. So, Yankei, gathering that stuff. 1,000 creatures killed. Alright. Hell yeah. So, Roju can hunt Lumina cores here. So this is really, really good. And I obviously got my creature 1000 killed here today. It's an episode full of little achievements. Which is fun, because when I started today's episode, I was thinking like, man, there are over 400 different achievements, and I only got around 100 yet. Alright, there we go. So this is a really huge payoff for us. Alright. So, Zhu Ji is really developing much slower. Maybe the whole takeaway of his kit is that he's getting into cultivation slower than other people, but once he's there, he's gathering experience stupidly fast. We'll see about that. Right now, we need to guide Baoji through his breakthrough. So, now we need to keep Roju pedaling back and forth between here and the Abyss for a damn long time. Because Lumina cores, you know, we will require quite a lot of them before the story is over, sadly. But at least we got the necessary ice crystal ore, so we can now forge another set of ice essence bars. So how effing cold is this room? Well, okay. I actually imagined it to be worse, so we might get lucky. And we don't need to put in too much extras, because here this room was cramped for the poor guy. Yep, purple Ganoderma, you are allowed to do so. Alright. Let's do this. Very happy that we are now finally going for those breakthroughs here. I'm a little bit sad that Nian Shuang was again not around when there was action, because I'm very curious to see a Spellcaster doing her thing for the very first time. So, I was looking at that one. Wait a sec, that's an active spell. I just realized that. No. I want something passive. Here, spell power bonus plus 1,800. That was the one that I wanted. Boom. So let's see. She's currently dealing these kinds of damage. Let's see how much it'll be afterwards. So, holy crap. Ah, the action I ordered. So, it's actually 3 dudes this time. So, we gotta be careful about that. So, I really hope that this will work out better this time. I'm taking the battle right now slow-mo because of tragic things happening the last time. So this guy is attacked now. This guy is attacked now. This guy is attacked now. Beautiful. So we're going to send Yan Shuang, and how's that gonna work for her? So Firestorm. Okay. Let's watch that. Alright. Okay, that's pretty powerful, actually. Okay. Positively impressed. So yeah, tears right through their entire chi pool. That didn't do anything, oddly enough. Ah, because it's chi damage. Does that mean it doesn't do damage to the body? Yeah, that's exactly what it means, so that should be enough, though, to rip them apart shortly after. Alright, that's pretty cool. Seriously, I like that. We took care of these blokes very, very easily. And there was no risk involved. Especially since Nian Shuang's chi pool is pretty big. So, even if they would have started to attack her, I wouldn't have been too worried about that. The only thing I dislike is that I built so close to the border of the map here. That was stupid of mine. So, healing herb. Yeah, why not? If I've learned one thing, let the dog eat what the dog wants to eat. So, here we go through these stages. Alright. want to see him cultivating, because I'm really curious to see if he's really that fast, you know? Meanwhile, let's place down the Lumina cores. I'm placing down all of them now because I have now a steady income of them. That's totally okay. I want to upgrade that cultivation array as fast as possible, you know. Okay, so the next generation of cultivators is coming along nicely. I now want to know... Let's see. Wrong button. Keep pressing the wrong button here. So the primordial symbols is all about perception, intelligence, and some charisma. So that's our next candidate that we're going to look after. And of course, a lucky one at the same time. So, do we have somebody here who's a good candidate? Except for Yinji, but he's in risk to get retired. If so, of course, the narrative would be different. It would be about him enjoying the mortal life so much that he doesn't care about immortality anymore. And decides to live this life as it comes together, you know. Okay, Sect is busy. I like that. So here we have together the rest of the materials still. But let's see. Hell yeah. So, temperature tolerance down to -48. So, he'd be not minding that at all. Really good. What's he wearing? So he's not even wearing demon hide gear. So let's see. So that's exquisite quality. And we need a top as well. But these are all poor quality. Too bad. But I think already this one thing. Yeah, that's more than enough. These 2 extra bars won't drop the temperature that low, but we're still gonna be producing some extra tops here. So, what do we have here? Hell yeah. Central Plane gets some positive attention. So, Sect uniform. Made from Demon Beast. Let's make 10 of these. And I'm lacking Spirit Stone offcut. Not Spirit Wood offcut. No. So I produced the wrong stuff the other time. That's why things didn't get done. And he broke through, he reached the breakthrough point again without me watching. Very pleased to see that we're getting all those things together here, you know. Lumina cores are always a really painful part to acquire. So Holy Stone is now the only thing that I need to find somewhere. Which I haven't found yet. But I'd say Nianj Wang is now totally capable of defending the Sect. So we're going to put her into slow-mo cultivation now. Bam. Almost 10,000 new followers. So good. We're reaching finally new amounts of inspiration here, so these guys, that's what I'm talking about. When they come from that flank, it's really dangerous for the rest of the sect. Here we go. This guy is being attacked. This guy is being attacked. And now I do that a second time, just to be sure. And now we're sending Yan Shuang in there. So... yeah, well, I want to see. So Firestorm definitely does deal damage to the body. But that innate chi spell doesn't seem to deal any damage to the body. So I can ignore that. This one just seemed to disrupt the enemy's shields, and that's that. Okay. So let's blast that another time. Yep. Totally took that guy out of the sky. Wonderful. Oh boy, I like this so much. That's a pretty good thing. So spellcasting is a very cool technique to fight because it doesn't require you anything except for inspiration and a solid cultivator. It's a very, very big advantage of that. So, you know, that's why I keep trying out new things. Because you keep finding out new things. Although, I mean, actually spellcasting is very beginner level things. Usually you should start with these, but you know. What do I care about usually? So, my friends, it is time to say goodbye for today. It's been my pleasure to be your host here, and feel free to drop me your comments down below. A thumbs up and a subscription would be deeply appreciated. And of course, consider checking out my secondary gameplay channel. The topmost comment down there, it's just waiting for subscriber 1000. Then we're going to get the party started there. So, have a wonderful day, see you soon, and bye-bye.